Alright folks, thanks for joining me. For those of you who made it this far, we're just going to talk really quickly about how the tournament went and my thoughts on the list. I ended up finishing in 27th place at the top of the X3 group. I think I had really good breakers because two of my opponents who I lost to in the Swiss ended up going on to top 8. This is my second weekend in a row where I cashed at a pretty sizable tournament, so I can't be too unhappy with that. Of course, it would have been nice to make top 8, but that's how it goes. So let's just briefly talk about a couple things. Hex Drinker I thought was really, really good. I think only against something like Miracles, the Miracles decks, I would have preferred to have Nimble Mongoose, just because that doesn't get plowed, immediately as soon as it hits the battlefield. But it was great against. It was great, just in terms of getting a sticky threat there that I think in all did a lot more damage than a Nimble Mongoose would have done. Let's see. I was happy with Sinkhole. I think Sinkhole is probably the best choice right now for the 5th removal spell. Going through the main deck, all these threats did their job. The main deck Force of Negation, I don't remember if it came up, in a relevant matchup, but I do like having access to the 5th Force, either in the main deck or in the side, so that'll be something to think about going forward. I did not like Lonely Sandbar. Lonely Sandbar really, screwed me a couple times on mulligans to 5. I don't know if maybe I should have just cycled it instead of putting it onto the battlefield. It just feels so bad to have this land that enters the battlefield tapped and only produces blue mana. I think it would have been. I think it's better to have something like Fiery Islet in this deck. I think if you're on tapping with Wrenn and 6, multiple turns where you're getting back Lonely Sandbar, that's just kind of like a win more. So yeah, we'll see. I think I am going to stick with Hex Drinker in the future. Rug had a really great showing. I think over half of the top 16 was Rug decks. So we'll see if the metagame becomes a little more hostile to Wrenn and 6 and Delver and Friends, and if we have to make any adjustments to that going forward. But mostly happy with the main deck. In the sideboard, I think that the crop rotation package was a little bit too much. I would probably get one of these crop rotations out of here. Just play something like this, maybe perhaps a Submerge to hedge the Delver matchup. Veil of Summer, I think, is a little too cute. I think this card is going to be much better in a deck where you're trying to either defend, you really need to defend your hand from discard, or against some combo decks that are going off with tendrils. But even so, I was not impressed with Veil, so I would probably look at. Oh, and going back to the crop rotation package, sorry, I think that if I cut one of the crop rotations, I can get away without playing Bojuka Bog. I think when you have the second rotation, you're kind of priced in to playing the Bojuka Bog. So if you look at like this Graveyard Hate package, we've got the Cage, the 2 Surgicals, and like 6 cards. I think that's a little bit too many. I was a little bit scared about Dark Depths, and that's why I went so heavy on it, but I ended up only playing Dark Depths once in the Swiss rounds. So yeah, I would probably be looking to cut a crop, cut a bog, cut Veil, and maybe looking at moving the Force of Negation back to the sideboard, or maybe something like Flusterstorm, or I don't know, another card I was looking at was Cindervines. Yeah, and I did miss having access to Winter Orb in the Miracles matchups, but I think that Winter Orb and Hexdrinker is really a non-bow, so we don't want to do that. Other than that, I was mostly happy with the list. So yeah, if you made it this far, thanks again for watching, and I hope to bring you some more Legacy stuff in the future. Thanks. Bye-bye.